If you're looking to improve your aim, then make sure to check out Control Freak and use the code OGXRAYZ to get 10% off all the products. Link in the description below. Yo guys, it's XRAYZ and welcome back to another video. So before I actually start talking about the topic, which is Call of Duty 2020 has been cancelled and is being now led by Treyarch, which is insane. I did want to mention that I'm a little bit sick. I've been sick the last couple of days, so if I sound different or weird, I do apologize for that. I'm still trying to get over a bit of a cold. I don't know what it is, but I've just been a little bit not feeling so hot these last couple of days, so I do apologize for that. So wanted to throw that in there in case you guys are wondering why I sound so bad or horrible. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this because this is pretty huge news, and it came today. It sent a shockwave through the entire Call of Duty community. Specifically, I mean, I feel horrible for SHGames. I feel horrible for Raven because they were apparently working on a Call of Duty game together. There just wasn't much synergy or communication or just like meshing well of the two studios, and it led to Activision actually having to step in and tell Raven and SHGames that they are now both going to be the supporting team in trying to help Treyarch make Black Ops 5 for next year. That is absolutely insane. So, I mean, I feel horrible. I really hope that people aren't fired from SHGames and Raven. Those guys work so hard, and I guess it was just hard for them. The article even went on to state that I'm going to be reading through here in a bit, that it was actually Raven who was the lead in this game. It was not SHGames, which if I work for SHGames, we just made Advanced Warfare, we made World War II, and then we're told, oh, now you guys are going to be doing the supporting stuff for Raven. I would personally feel like it was a kick to the nuts. Like, my pride would be hurt. But that's just my own personal opinion. Let's go ahead and jump into this article. This was posted by Kotaku. Writer or author of this article was Jason, and he posted this about an hour ago. And this is what it says. Call of Duty 2020 in upheaval as Treyarch takes over plans Black Ops 5. So the next Call of Duty, okay, after Modern Warfare 4, is Black Ops 5. They've confirmed the Call of Duty 2020 before they've come out and said, yo, this year's is Modern Warfare 4. Like, this is kind of ironic and just weird, but I guess it just goes to show the terrible state that things are at, where now Treyarch has to pretty much come and try to save the day, even though they've had their own share of problems and controversies with Black Ops 4. But anyways, let's read the article. It says, next year's Call of Duty has gone through a major upheaval as publisher Activision informed developers this week that studios Raven and SHGames, which had until now led the project, will no longer be in charge. Instead, according to three people familiar with goings on at the company, Treyarch will lead development on a new Black Ops for 2020. It's a significant shift for Activision's massive first-person shooter franchise, which is one of the most lucrative video game series on the planet. Every fall for the past 15 years, Activision has put out a new Call of Duty game, supported by a stable of different developers who rotated duties as required. Since 2012, Activision has followed a 3-year cycle for its three lead studios, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and SHGames. The results have looked like this. We had Black Ops 2 in 2012, Call of Duty Ghost in 2013, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare by SHGames in 2014, Black Ops 3 from Treyarch in 2015, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare from Infinity Ward in 2016, Call of Duty World War II from SHGames in 2017, and Call of Duty Black Ops 4 for Treyarch here in 2018. 2019 is Infinity Ward unannounced, but at this point it's basically an open secret that it's a new Modern Warfare. For 2020, Activision had originally switched things up, assigning the Wisconsin-based support studio Raven to take leadership roles alongside SHGames to make a Call of Duty game set during the Cold War, likely involving Vietnam. As of very recently, that's changed. Now Treyarch, based in Santa Monica, California, is in charge of leading Call of Duty Black Ops 5 for 2020. Holy crap. So let's talk about that. Let's break that down a little bit here. So obviously the way that it's worked before has been Treyarch, followed by Infinity Ward, followed by SHGames, and the cycle repeats. And as I said, we mentioned already the list of different games that have come out. This year was pretty much Modern Warfare 4 confirmed at this point, or I should say everything is pointing towards that. And next year was supposed to be Call of Duty, maybe World War III, maybe Cold War. I don't know. At this point, they're saying that it was a Cold War era game. But the interesting twist there, and you guys saw when I read it, it said that actually Raven was going to be the one to take the leadership role, not SHGames. So normally up until this point, Raven Software has been kind of the behind the scenes studio that is working on stuff. They've worked on a ton of Call of Duties. They have been the Swiss Army knife of studios. They've worked on pretty much every Call of Duty. They worked on the War Mode for Call of Duty World War II. They worked on, I believe, also the Blackout portion of Black Ops 4. So they've been in everything. They even have made their own Call of Duties. They made Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm assuming they also worked on Call of Duty Mobile, and obviously Call of Duty Online in China was also a big thing that they worked on. So they have plenty of experience. You know, they have the accolades, they have basically they have everything that it takes to be their own studio at this point. And so at this point, Activision was like, you guys have proved yourself enough. This time it's going to be you guys, Raven Software, who takes the lead alongside with SHGames, which is a huge honor for them to be finally able to make their own Call of Duty. And it looks like things didn't mesh well, and now Treyarch has to come in with less than 2 years. And don't worry, they aren't going to get help from SHGames and also from Raven. It looks like both studios will now be supporting them in making Call of Duty Black Ops 5. So we're getting another Treyarch game in less than 2 years. It's actually kind of crazy, dude. It's crazy. And I don't know if it'll work. I mean, Black Ops 4 came in so underdeveloped with issues, and now they got to do it all over again, but with less time. I mean, it's going to be tough. They've got the resources, though, so hopefully they can pull it off. Now, what this means for Black Ops 4 in general, we'll talk about that more later on. But needless to say, Black Ops 4 is probably going to experience a huge drop in content, which at this point, it was already super freaking dry, and now it's like just prepare yourself for the desert, okay? Prepare yourself. Reading on from here, it says, according to those briefed on the overhaul, Treyarch will take creative leadership on this new Black Ops, while Raven and SHGames will serve as support studios for the game, transforming the work they've done on their own single-player story mode into a campaign for Black Ops 5, which will also be set during the Cold War. This may be a welcome return for the fans who criticize the lack of content in Black Ops 4. So basically, the campaign that Raven and SHGames were working on will now be refangled and re-switched up, and now it's going to be the campaign for Black Ops 5, which I guess is kind of interesting. I would kind of be interested in another Cold War era campaign for Treyarch, but I'm sure that the multiplayer and zombies and etc. will be completely different, probably not set in the Cold War era. It will likely be a cross-gen game to coincide with the launch of the next PlayStation and Xbox, which are also expected in the fall of 2020. What this means is that rather than getting 3 years to make their game after Black Ops 4, Treyarch will have just 2. Some of the companies say that they're not pleased with that and are already bracing for brutal overtime hours like they faced last year in Black Ops 4. Others have told Kotaku they're excited about the change, as they have a solid plan that isn't really likely to change dramatically. Unlike their other last 2 projects, we'll have more to share about Treyarch and the development of Black Ops 4 in the coming weeks. Holy crap, prepare for that. I can't wait to talk about that. Holy crap, they're going to do a breakdown of that. Oh, whoa. The tea will be spilled. This news comes during a strange time for Activision and Call of Duty. Although Black Ops 4 sold well at first, we've heard that it hasn't quite hit the revenue tail that Activision's bean counters were hoping to see. Internally, Activision executives have started to talk about embracing free-to-play as a revenue model, once anathema to the publishers, and 3 sources say are looking into offering a free-to-play component for this year's new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So we might see some free-to-play stuff in Modern Warfare 4, which is actually kind of cool. Although the specifics may not be finalized yet, some within Activision have remained resistant to the idea. The past year has been rough for the San Francisco-based SledgeHammer. In February 2018, Kotaku broke the news that Sledgehammer's co-founders Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield had left the studio. Although Activision spun it as a promotion, saying they'd take on a new executive duties, it was very clearly an ousting, and the two quietly exited shortly after. If you guys want to see a full video talking about that in particular, Michael Condrey, Glenn Schofield leaving the studio, I made a full video on that, documentary style. Check it out. I'll link it down below. But They ended up leaving, which was already kind of like the first sign that something was wrong with SHGames. Earlier this year, Kadri started a new Silicon Valley studio with the publisher 2K, where he recruited dozens of SHGames staff. The studio had been hemorrhaging employees over the past few months, much to the dismay of those who remain. One primary reason behind this Call of Duty upheaval, according to two people familiar with happenings at Activision, is the tension between SHGames and Raven, whose staff are said to have argued frequently during the past year of development on Call of Duty 2020. Two people familiar with the project described it as a mess. Now both studios will have to serve as support for Treyarch as the publisher prepares to release Black Ops 5. Activision declined to comment. So, holy crap, this is actually kind of insane, because now I'm thinking about the future after this. First, let's talk about Black Ops 4. What's going to happen? Well, I leaked a while ago from the Woo lads that there was actually going to be possibly a Season 2 of Zombies content. Scrap that now. That's probably going to be pushed on now to Black Ops 5. There is no way they're going to continue to do that. Are we still going to see events with Black Ops 4? I don't know. I don't know, because now they have less than 2 years to work on a new Call of Duty, to work on Black Ops 5. Sure, they're going to have the staff to do it. They're going to have essentially 3 studios working on it, as opposed to like 1.5, because Raven is always working on other stuff. But Call of Duty Online, it's stopping its updates. They're shutting that down. It's still going to be running in China, but they're not going to have more updates. So Raven Software, their full attention is now on this new Call of Duty. SHGames, all these people who are left, and man, it sucks that Michael Kanji poached so many people. Probably part of the reason that Treyarch had to step in is that all these like dozens and dozens of these developers left to go with Michael Kadri to this new 2K studio. So it might not be as big of a group, but they still have another handful of, you know, a big group, I'd say, still of people who are going to be working on this game. So I'm not worried about Call of Duty 2020 that much. What I am worried about is Black Ops 4 probably is dead now. There's probably not going to be much content. It would be cool if we still get it, but I don't expect it, and at this point, I don't know if I even want it anymore, because I want them to focus on the next game. I really don't want people to get fired. I don't want massive layoffs from Raven and SHGames because of this. It's very sad. It makes me very sad to see this news, and I really don't know what to think. But yeah, Black Ops 4, probably gonna get a very minuscule amount of content now, which again, understandable. We'll see what happens. The next thing I'm worried about, what's going to happen with Call of Duty 2021? That should have been Treyarch, but now they're making Call of Duty 2020. So what happens in 2021? Does that mean that now SHGames will just be focused and Raven on helping Infinity Ward and, you know, Treyarch? So does it mean they're going back to the 2 studio releasing every other year mentality, where now it's 2 other studios helping that one main studio, which would be Infinity Ward and Treyarch, and now it's just going to flip over? Does that mean we get another Infinity Ward game in 2021 as opposed to in 2022? I don't know. It changes everything. It changes the whole dynamic of what's going on here for Call of Duty. So if I were them, I would embrace free-to-play. I would say, you know what? Black Ops 5 2020, free-to-play, 2-year life cycle. After that, Infinity Ward comes in with their free-to-play game. Or 3-year cycle. Give these guys a break. Have them release a fun, polished game, updated for 2 to 3 years, but actually have content. If it's 2 to 3 years of mediocrity, no, it's not going to work. It has to be constant content for 3 years maybe, and then have Infinity Ward come out with their version of it, and then they have their free-to-play, and then that is supported for 3 years, etc. I feel like that's the only thing they can do at this point, because are they just going to go back to the flip-flopping, you know, Infinity Ward trick? I don't know. We'll find out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, do me a huge favor, guys. Drop a like, drop a favor on the video. Super appreciated. Incredibly helpful. And if you're new to the channel, if you want to see even more videos like these, I'm going to have a lot more Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and CON 2019 and CON 2020. Use the info, rumors, leaks, and more comments. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Have those notifications on. They're super important, guys. About 58% of my viewers currently are not subscribed, so make sure you subbed up, have those notifications. They're more important now than ever before. And if you guys want to support the channel directly, you guys can do so by checking out my channel memberships. You get access to early content, exclusive videos, special badges, and a whole bunch more, so go ahead and check that out only if you are willing and able to. And then last but not least, if you guys want to talk about anything, Twitter, best place to talk, constantly talking over there. Go ahead and give me a follow at OGXRAYZ. Link down below. You guys have an awesome day. I'm out. Peace.